right, ladies and gents, thank you guys for this special episode here of 6 Feet Together. Today, I'm interviewing a very good friend of mine, Mr. Scott Trish. Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me.
Yeah, of course. Hey, good to see you, man.
Yeah, so you're on my show now, which is 6 Feet Together. It's a YouTube show. It's the show where I ask questions to gain perspective and understanding, and I try to interview people from all different walks of life with different career paths who have different views on the world. So, what branch of service did you serve in?
So Air Force the whole time. Been there for about 7 years. So 7 years this month.
7 years this month. And what rank are you currently?
I'm an E5 or staff sergeant in the Air Force.
Staff sergeant. I just interviewed somebody else today who was a staff sergeant, and I asked him, what does a staff sergeant do? And he said, I don't know.
We essentially are the managers of the Air Force. We manage the lower ranking E4 and below, since I'm an E5, and ensure that all the small duties and larger tasks, if we get tasked with them, get completed to the standard that was set forth for us.
Awesome. And where have you been stationed in parts of the U.S.?
So this is my first duty station in the U.S. actually, but as far as training goes, I've been started out here in basic training at Blackland Air Force Base, Texas, and then moved to Florida, and then up to Washington, and then came back here, and then I've been all over the country for a couple of temporary duty assignments.
Okay. Why did you join?
I joined. I just wanted to make a difference. I mean, as you know, and others may not, that my family is all Air Force and Army, so I felt like it was my duty to kind of just continue that and then give back to the country that's given me so much.
Yeah, exactly. So when you enlisted, can you walk me through the first few days? Like, was it what you expected?
Yeah, so it was completely different than what I expected. I heard boot camp was this big old scary thing, and they're gonna smoke you and yell at you and all this. And I showed up to boot camp. It was like at 10 o'clock at night, and this military training instructor walks up and says, "Hey, welcome to basic training. Go find yourself a bed and wake up. And we'll wake you up at 6 in the morning." And so that was completely different than what I thought. And then moving on the next couple of days, you got your head shaved and all that stuff, which you kind of expected. Got your shots, but it was really busy, really hectic.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a question I've asked you before, and it's a confusing question. But you've done a good job explaining it to me before, but now I think your job might have changed. So what is your job, and have you seen combat?
Yes, I have. And my job is a tactical air control party member. Essentially what we do is we strive to get a currency or a certification, which is a Joint Terminal Attack Controller, which enables us to talk to aircraft to call in airstrikes and deliver bombs and rounds on target, whether it's an Air Force fixed-wing fighter, bomber, rotary wing from the Army. Any asset that flies, we can control it, and we can get munitions off that on target.
So basically, the way you broke it down to me, because I asked for further explanation, is you have all these different branches of military, and they all use different code words or different code in order to find a specific location of where they need an attack done, and you are the one who unifies this code and tells them where to go.
Yep, so essentially we liaise, we're a translator. If you think of a translator being like from Spanish to English, for example, we translate the Army to the Air Force lingo and vice versa, so that everyone can understand what's going on and get effective rounds on target as quick as possible.
Nice. Thank you. You did a much better job explaining it than I did. Mine made more sense, though, because I'm a simple person. So where did you travel while in the service?
So that's a good question. I've been a guy who wants to see as much world as possible. So when I got my first opportunity to choose where I wanted to go, straight out of my technical training, which is where you learn how to do your job, I chose Korea. I was there for a year. Then from Korea, went to Germany, and then did all these temporary duty assignments all over Europe and saw 23 countries and the most amazing things. So I've been all over the place.
Yeah, that's a lot of traveling. Did you make any friendships while you were in the service?
Sure did. Still have a bunch of friends here. Still hold a bunch of those friends near to my heart. So it's been a good experience.
Nice. And as you reflect on your experiences, I'm sure you've learned many, many lessons. When you reflect on your time in the service, what are 3 positive takeaways that you have from joining the military?
One key thing is nothing is ever given. It's all earned. So when you earn it, it's that much more rewarding. 2, no matter the situation, always stay positive, push through it. There's always going to be a greener side, a better side to things once you push through that barrier. And then the second one is it's I can't think of a third one real quick, but it's along those lines as well. Just being able to give back to your country, like I told you before, and do something that makes you feel proud is something that I also hold near and dear to my heart. So that's another positive thing, just being able to give back to the people that have given you so much.
I think let me take a stab at one for you because I've known you for
Okay.
quite some time now, since middle school, since we didn't exactly get along, but now we're buddies.
Right.
Um, you used to have a temper, a quick temper. And I think the military has helped you not only control that temper, but your personality and how awesome of a person you are shows all the time now. It used to be little glimpses, and I had to be really good friends with you to see those little glimpses. I remember one time we helped an elder gentleman change his tire on the hottest day ever in summer as we were walking to the store. Um, but now I see that side of you all the time, and I really think that it's actually brought out um, the best part of my friend, which is awesome because I know people go into the military sometimes and they get depressed or sad or lonely or whatever, and I really think that it's worked well for you. So I don't know how you want to fit that into one specific point of something that you can take away, a positive takeaway, but I think I don't know if it's the structure. Something has really clicked for you and just let you shine even more than you already did.
I think it's the ability and realization that you work with all these different people, regardless of rank and age. They're going to be there. You may be in charge of someone who's older than you, and you have to be able to adapt to the situation very quickly, very rapidly. So seeing all those different walks of life, different people at different ages, different periods in their career that you have to deal with, whether it's dumb or stupid or good or bad, I think that's been a big part of it because you just being able to adapt to those things allows you to kind of just see everything in a better light, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, in the world. Whether you have something bad going on, like I said, there's always something better, or you can always push through it. So I think that's probably what you're seeing from me as far as the better side of me and your friend.
The best side of you. It's the side I've always seen because I'm your friend, but it's not the side everybody sees. But thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Is there anything you want to add that we haven't covered in this interview?
No, if you guys haven't joined and you guys are thinking about it, it's a great gig. You get to see the world for free, and you make a lot of good friends. And obviously, I've stayed in contact with some of my better friends back home, like Daniel. So give it a go.
All right, Scott, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Sweet.